Hi there, are you an aspiring artisan? Well, electrician. As promised, I am here to give you, some information on how you can acquire that trade if you are looking to go and acquire it. So you can either have your grade 12, and obviously you have to have maths and physics as well, and then also you need to also maybe go and do your N3, your N4, whether you did your grade 12 in college, like a technical college, or at a normal school, you can still get your trade certificate. So starters, you need to know your symbols and what everything entails when it comes to electricity. You just need to know the basics. So considering the basics, that will actually lead you into understanding everything when it comes to wiring your house, when it comes to fault finding, load balancing. You also need to know your formulas and your symbols. For instance, when it comes to your earth leakage, your earthing, there is earthing and there is grounding. There's also neutral. So when it comes to the neutral, it protects the circuit itself. So the house wiring around this house, it is a full circuit. It's a complete circuit, and we have electricity running through the wires, a current, a voltage, and resistance. We have that running through the wires. So what the neutral does, it protects the circuit from any shock, and as much as the circuit breaker also, it is a circuit breaker. The meaning is within the name itself. It is a circuit breaker. So just do understand that when it comes to earthing, earth protects you from getting shocked by the electricity. And then when it comes to the neutral, it protects the circuit itself. So you must know the meanings of each and every single one of them. So the current, it is the electrical charge within the wire. The voltage is the work done per unit charge. So remember, the current is the electrical charge within the wire, within the electrical system, and then the resistance, it is the friction basically. So think of it as, when you're walking, your shoes have to have some sort of a grip for you not to slip. So that is the resistance. The meaning is within the term. And then when it comes to your voltage, it's like the flow of water, it is the pressure of water. So that is your voltage when it comes to electricity. When you think of water in a pipe, the pressure, when you open your shower and then the water is running, when that water is running, what you call the pressure, the water pressure, when it's coming and it's, hitting you very hard, or when it's soft and light, then you know for sure that it is affected by the pressure. It is the water pressure. Maybe you know that the water is about to be gone, you're about to have a bit of drought. Then when the water is low and you're used to having the water pressure like being really high, and the shower massages your skin, that is your voltage. It is the water pressure within electricity. So it is the current pressure, the amount of electricity that goes through the wire. It is the work done per charge unit, and then the current is the water itself. It is the water itself. That is the current. And then the resistance is, when you open your tap, whether you open it just a little bit or you open the whole thing and so on, that is the resistance. You are increasing the resistance. Oh, my dog. You're increasing the resistance when you close the tap just a little bit. So there is now less current going through. There's still current, but there's less voltage. So you need to know your voltage drop, your on load, your off load, your closed circuit, your open circuit. You need to know all of that. And when you get to the workshop to go and do your trade test, you'll be expected to know your symbols as well. How do you draw a circuit line diagram? How do you draw a simple line diagram? How do you draw a switch symbol? How do you draw voltage ampere meter, voltage meter, ampere meter? Well, that is a current meter. How do you draw the the earth leakage, what we spoke about? How do you draw a contactor? So you'll be expected to know all of these things. You'll be expected to know how to read your circuit. My dog is something else today. He's not happy about the people outside. So yes, so you'll be expected to know how to, and I don't want to close this door because the lighting just becomes too much now. So you'll be expected to know how to draw all of these things and how to read your circuits. Also, keep in mind that you will need to know your calculations. As much as you might be coming from matric and you just want to go and do your trade instead of rushing to university, it is a much safer path to go and do your trade, to go and take your trade test and then get your trade certificates, because you can still get a job using that trade certificate. So do not worry yourself too much. Yes, you will need to have money to go and do that, but I think it's a much cheaper way if you are looking for a very shorter way out of being dependent on your either your next of kin or your parent, your guardian, So yes, you can go and get your trade even with your matric, but keep in mind that you must learn the calculations. Your Ohm's law, you need to know your Ohm's law, you need to know Kirchhoff's, you need to know that magnetic field, you need to know your Kirchhoff, and you need to know how to understand the direction of the magnetic field, and also magnetic field when it comes to your motor, right? So the best thing you can do is to learn your symbols, learn your formulas, learn your terminologies, learn your circuits, how to draw a circuit, a full circuit, because some people, they connect their wires wrong. You also need to know the size of your wires. So you can't use the current that goes through the wire has to be less than, okay? It has to be less than. So you can't connect a stove to a 2.5 millimeter. You can't. The wire is gonna burn, you're gonna just mess up everything. So you must know the purpose of each circuit, of each wire, of each formula, of each contactor, of each and every single component that you're going to be learning about when it comes to your trade certificate. So do catch me on the next one, because we'll be diving deep into your basics, and then we'll stretch it forward to teaching you other things. Otherwise, you can contact me via my email or my number.